What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today, I did a video last week, and I did actually two videos last week talking about this whole Ukraine situation, this $40 billion that's going to Ukraine. And it was signed off. It was actually signed off yesterday by President Biden. President Biden's not even in the U.S. right now. He's over in Asia, and they sent the documents to him to have him sign it. That's how fast they wanted to get this money out. So I want to talk about exactly what's in this bill, okay? This $40 billion. What are we looking at? Where is this money going? Because I think it's very, very important for us to focus on that. I did the video about the $40 billion going, and I let you guys know how I felt about that. Then I also did a follow-up video, just showing you, comparing the $40 billion that's going to Ukraine to the situation that we're looking at right now when it comes to baby formula in the U.S. And I showed you a comparison of the two, the $40 billion that's going to Ukraine and then the money that's going to the for baby formula. And I showed you how the bipartisan bill for the $40 billion going to Ukraine, it was no problem getting that through. But when it came to the baby formula, they really struggled in the House to get this passed because you had 192 politicians that voted against $28 million going for baby formula. So I want to take a look at the $40 billion, and we'll look at some of the different costs when it comes to this $40 billion, where all the money is going. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But first off, on this channel, we talk about retirement, we talk about Social Security, and we talk about personal finance. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification. That way you get notified anytime we put out a video. And like always, if you see my name and a picture of me in the comment section, make sure you see a check mark next to my name. That check mark signifies that it's me. If you do not see that check mark, it's not me. It's someone trying to impersonate me. Okay, so I want to start out by just saying, and I've been looking at the comments, and it looks like the impersonators are back. Okay, so just be aware of that. If you see anybody trying to tell you to go to WhatsApp or what have you, don't listen to that. Okay, I'm not going to be posting links in the comments. I'm not going to be telling you to go buy Bitcoin or anything like that. So if you see that in the comments, it is spam. It's a scam, and I try to delete them as I see them, and I try to block those user profiles as I see them, but they just keep popping up. So the fact that I'm seeing it more and more, I just wanted to let you guys know again. And I always say it in my videos about, if you see the check mark next to my name, that's me. But if you don't see a check mark next to my name, that is not me. That's someone that basically they've taken my picture, and then sometimes they'll put the TEC show on there so it looks exactly like my profile, but it's not me. Okay, so I want to get that clear, because I don't want people to get in a situation where they're scammed because these people are getting their information. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over to this article here. This is from Reuters, and this was posted on May 19th, so a couple of days ago. So this is not brand new, but that was right after the bill was approved. Okay, and now it's been signed off by the president. So now everything is a go when it comes to this bill. So I want to take a look, and there's some interesting things about this article, but I want to talk about a couple of different things here, because initially President Biden was asking for $33 billion, okay, and he asked for $33 billion, but guess what? They gave him $40 billion. How many times does Congress do that? The president asked for a certain amount, and we've gone through this the last 2 years. We've been really, really focused on it because we've been talking about these different stimulus packages. How many times do you hear the president say, okay, we want a stimulus package of $2 trillion or whatever he's asking for, and it's always negotiated down. It's never negotiated up. So this is a kind of an opposite situation where he's asking for $33 billion. It goes to Congress and they say, $33 billion, that's just not enough. We want $40 billion because we want them to have some money for the coming months. Okay. And this is another indicator. This is another thing we should be focused on, because when they're saying this stuff right here for the coming months, we don't know how long this war is going to last, first off. And if we're in a situation where we could be in a situation where more money is needed. And so this $40 billion might not be the end. We might be looking at a situation where more money will be going to Ukraine in a few months. Okay, so I want to look at where this money is going exactly. So we have $6 billion going to security assistance, including training. Now, this is something that I talked about last week. When it comes to the equipment that we're sending them, some of the equipment they might not know how to use, so they need to be trained on that. So that's $6 billion is going to security assistance, training, equipment, weapons, and support. Okay, so that's $6 billion going to that. $8.7 billion going to replenish the stocks of U.S. equipment. So this is another thing. Okay, so we're sending our equipment right now to Ukraine, and now we need to backfill that all the equipment that we're sending. So that's where this $8.7 billion is going. $3.9 billion going to European Command Operations. Okay, so that money's going there. $11 billion. Now the president has some drawdown authority here. Now this is good because the president has the ability. So he has this $11 billion. So if he needs to take that money and use that for the situation in Ukraine, he can do that. He doesn't have to wait for Congress to authorize the use. Now, remember, Congress carries the purse, okay? They have the money. It's not the White House. It's not the president. It's not the executive branch. It is Congress. It's the legislative branch, okay? So they determine where the money goes. Okay, so looking at some other things here, we have $5 billion to address food insecurities globally due to the conflict, okay? $5 billion. Now, the reason why this is upsetting to me is because I talked about this last week when I was talking about the baby formula. $28 million is what they wanted for the FDA. Okay, so they wanted to have money for the FDA so they can figure out this whole situation when it comes to the baby formula, getting more baby formula. We're looking at $5 billion for food insecurities. We have food insecurities in the U.S. right now. We have a crisis with baby formula. They rarely got this bill through the House because the House, you had 192 politicians that were against this $28 million going to the FDA, and they were able to easily get $5 billion for food insecurities around the world. So I'm just saying, when it comes to situations like this, we really need to be focused on the U.S. We really do, because we have problems of our own. And if we are looking at a situation where we want to get 28 million for U.S. citizens, and that's a problem. But when we look at 5 billion going to the world for food insecurities in the world, there's no issue with that. So, and this is both sides. This is a bipartisan bill. This $40 billion was bipartisan. So you had, when it came to the Senate, there were only 11 senators that voted against it. Everyone else voted for it. Okay, it was 86-11. Okay, $9 billion for economic support fund for Ukraine, and $900 million to help Ukrainian refugees. Okay, so $900 million to help Ukrainian refugees. And so that's pretty much where the money's going. That's what we're looking at right now. It's interesting. It really is. And we're talking in total, it's about 50 billion. It's actually over 50 billion. It's about 53 billion to be exact, because they already allocated 13 billion prior to this 40 billion that was just approved. And so I know, and just by reading the comments, there are a lot of people that have issues with this, sending $40 billion right now when we're having some real problems of our own in the U.S. with inflation, with gas prices, with baby formula shortage, with food shortage, period, when it comes to the U.S. There's so many different things that are going on, and we're looking at a situation where we're sending $40 billion right away, and they don't even wait for President Biden to come back to the U.S. to sign off on this bill. They send the bill to him so he can sign off on it. Amazing. It really is. And this should be, I mean, you saw how fast they moved. So we know Congress can move fast. We know they can get together and put together a bipartisan bill and get that signed off. We know that they can do that. But what's the problem? Why aren't they doing it for the American people? That's the question. We see this back and forth. We didn't see much back and forth when it came to this bill. You didn't see Senator Manchin saying, oh, I don't know, we're in inflation right now. Oh, we shouldn't be spending money. We shouldn't be doing this. And this money's just being added to the debt. That's it. I mean, bottom line, that's what's going on. And I, like the video that I posted last week where I talked about this, if I don't have any money in my bank account and all I have left is a credit card, I'm going to use that credit card for me and my family. I'm not going to be going out and using that credit card to buy other people stuff or to loan other people money. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be taking care of me and my family first. But that's what we're doing. We're taking care of other families. We're not taking care of our family first. And I just think, I have a problem with that. Now I know Ukraine needs all the help that they can get, and I'm not saying that we should just turn our backs to them, but I also think that we shouldn't be turning our backs to people in the U.S. And when we look at these different bills that they're trying to get through, and especially with the baby formula situation, which is a crisis, and you have the same politicians that voted for this $40 billion, a lot of the same politicians that voted for this $40 billion for Ukraine, they voted against $28 million for baby formula. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's a shame. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out. I want to know what you guys think about this. So in the comment section, let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.